For a special meeting of council, Monday, April 29th, 2019. Approval of the agenda, please. Councillor Lehman.
The Monday, April 29th, 2019 special council meeting agenda be approved as presented.
Seconder. Councilor Majinski. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. New business 3.1, Royal Canadian Legion branch number 286, request for regarding a change in liquor license. Recommendation, please. Councilor Nobre.
That council instructs staff to write a letter of support for the Royal Canadian Legion branch number 286 regarding their request to change their branch's liquor license from liquor primary club license to liquor primary license.
Seconder. Councilor Majinski, open for discussion.
So, just curious, and I didn't get into talk to Mr. Wall, but I know I had questions previously when this was tried.
Thank you, Your Worship, or thank you, Mayor Bertrand. There's no issues. They're upstairs where they're going to be looking to change their liquor license is already taxed at a business rate. So this will only change basically the manner in which they're allowed to get patrons. I asked some questions about it. It's important to remember that the Legions originally, I think, devised this strategy, business strategy, because the Legion were at a time more people wanted to go than they were able to handle, which is why the Legions had it as members only. With the change in the way patrons have been going to the Legions, they want to open it up. So I don't see this being a major change, and there's no concerns coming from administration.
Thank you.
Councilor Howe.
So question I have is which portion is a business, and how much taxes do they pay? Like, it sounds like to me it's the upper level.
It would be determined by BC assessment, and BC assessment will go in and determine what's being used for which purpose, and make that determination, not administration.
Yeah.
Councilor Howe.
Yeah, and I'm aware administration doesn't make that. I'm just curious. To me, there is no issues here for administration, but there are the issues of the optics for this council. So, and what I mean by that is we are providing one business an advantage over another business, possibly. That's up for debate. So they are able to sell beer, food, everything from the upstairs part of this portion. If that taxes haven't been affected, then it's not. Then we're not, like, if they pay taxes on that entire portion up there and we're not changing it, I thought it was the restaurant or the kitchen portion, which I thought was in the basement. I thought that's what they pay taxes on, not in the upstairs level. So because I don't have those answers, I'm not prepared to vote on this tonight. So I'll be voting in the negative at this point. But if we can get those answers from staff and have a little more information on it, then I'd be prepared to make a vote here.
Okay. Mr. Wall, are you able to answer that question? All the upstairs, I believe, is the business portion of the tax collected from the district.
I'm not confident to tell you that every square foot of the upstairs is business. I will say the upstairs is business. Whether or not part of that is exempted through their nonprofit, I don't know. But the upstairs is the business, is what is taxed at the business level. Again, I'm not confident to say that every square foot of the upstairs is taxed as business.
Okay, and I believe the basement is being used by the ladies' auxiliary, which is the non-taxable portion, I believe, from what I understand from Kirk.
So yeah, just on that again, Councillor Howe kind of mentioned a couple comments. So I know they run a bar downstairs. I mean, obviously I've partaked in some of their events. So is that taxable? Like maybe I think, maybe we should have that information. I mean, I never thought of it before when you tried to bring it to the floor, but there's some questions that could be concerning in regards to other businesses that are running bars or lounges. A new one coming on board here in less than a week or 2 weeks down at the golf course. So I mean, if we're going to do that and they're tax exempt down in the basement, including their bar, how does that benefit Tumblr, the residents, and the other business owners within Tumblr? So I guess it's kind of concerning there in regards to how that taxation works.
Okay, Councilor Nobre.
And I mean, we can, if we're concerned about them making money downstairs, well then we need to change, we need to have that discussion in that they need to start paying taxes on that level downstairs, right? But they're not asking about the basement, they're just asking about the top, right? And for me, if they're paying their business license and they're willing to operate as a business in Tumblr Ridge, why wouldn't we give them that ability to be on the same field as everybody else, and then we look at that downstairs, and we have to look at that as a separate issue, I believe, in this case.
I agree with you, Councilor Norbury. I think they are two separate things. I think this request is definitely strictly for the upstairs to try and get more patrons in to make it feasible to keep the doors open, I believe. That's why they're looking for this. And from what I understand from Legion President there was this is the very first step in the process. They need council direction in order to take it to their command in order to apply. These are the proper steps that are being taken. When I was in Mackenzie recently at their Legion, they have gone to that degree as well, and it seems to be a trend in a lot of the legions around. Yeah. Councilor Kirby.
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. I can't see this being a big issue. This is just how their liquor license operates. How they, if you're a member or a non-member. I don't think there's an issue at all. I think we should support this and support our local business.
Councilor Howe.
So the only issue that I have with it is that it's not clear to me that the portion that is being taxed on is the portion that we're talking about. So that's where my problem lies in, because I don't have the information to make an assumption to say that the taxes are only based solely on what they're asking to change, which is the upstairs portion. If that's what they're trying to do, if they pay their correct amount of taxes on the upper floor and that's where this is transpiring, I have no issue with it. But I thought for what it always was they had a kitchen downstairs because they were going to sell pizzas or something out of the downstairs kitchen. That's what I remember, but I'm looking for that clarity from staff. That's why I thought they had to pay taxes on that portion as well.
So there is a possible plan to open up the kitchen area in the upstairs portion. That's where they had the recent food area. I guess within the last couple of years they had food up there. For some reason or another they discontinued it. I don't believe the basement has been used for food to go to the upstairs at all. With this license, I think they are going to put in there an option to open that food area again, but to be determined. They're not planning on operating it at the moment. So there is two separate kitchen areas in that building. There's one upstairs to serve the bar, and then there's one downstairs to serve ladies auxiliary. Councilor Kirby?
Thank you, Worship. So changing...
Oh, that's twice.
So when you're changing your liquor license to a liquor primary license, does that include food automatically? I would think it doesn't have anything to do with
No,
food.
it doesn't, no.
So then I don't see a big change in this. It's just on how they can sell their liquor,
And entry to the building, yeah.
and which they've been selling upstairs and downstairs anyway. So I really don't see.
Yeah, and the downstairs, the provision of beverages downstairs has been for functions only, right? They haven't opened that to the public, so. Councilor Howe?
Yeah, so again, just to try to clarify this to Councilor Kirby, where I'm coming from, is that
Yep.
if the bar over there has to pay full taxes to serve drinks over there, and they don't have to pay taxes over there to serve their drinks, it's providing them an unfair advantage over them. Whereas I thought the taxes were down below. That's why I want clarity on, is it the bar portion or is it the portion down below? Because I don't have that clarity. Although it sounds like other people in here seem to have it, I don't.
So, from what I understand, the business portion is being taxed on the tax rate for District of Tonga Ridge.
The club is not being taxed.
No, the club has to do with access to the building. So the primary club liquor license allows them to sell liquor to membership. And at the moment, members are allowed to sign in guests.
Mm-hmm.
So that what they're trying to change now is the access portion of the liquor license to go from primary license from a club license.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So confused.
what I don't understand is if that's the portion upstairs, if they had to pay taxes on that portion
Yes.
or not.
That's the business portion, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're sure of that?
Yes.
Okay.
The nonprofit section is the basement, which is being used by the nonprofit.
Okay.
That's tax exempt. Councilor Norbert.
And to add a little more clarity for everyone is that I believe this did come from, it did come from administration that it was said directly that their top portion does pay the business tax. So
Yeah.
they are on the same level. And that was clarified with,
The business portion of the building. Yes.
that's being used for business. That's
Yes.
correct.
Councilor Majinski.
Thank you, Mayor Bertrand. I think if there was any concerns about them serving liquor downstairs, I think they probably have a temporary permit or just like any other organization in town, say like the curling club or whatever.
Special events permit.
Yeah, so I don't think that would actually affect a whole lot of what the taxation is if it's a full-time, unless it's a full-time establishment. So.
And I definitely understand your concern as far as Councillor Howe, as far as not wanting to provide a benefit to one and not the other, for sure. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, call to question on the recommendation. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Question answer period.
The question.
Councillor Howe.
Do we have any other businesses within the district of Tumbler Ridge that pay partial taxes like this?
Partial?
So part of the billing is tax, part of the billing isn't?
The only way I would see is for nonprofit, but Mr. Wall, are you aware of any?
Yeah, a lot of the places where councils approve temporary use permits would have differences in there. Any farm property is gonna have differences. Our buildings at the golf course is going to have it. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. So BC assessment doesn't actually follow council zoning bylaw. Like, we may zone something residential, and if there's a business use in it, they're going to put that as a business tax rate. If we zone something business and there's a residential use within it, so one of our zoning bylaws allows for caretaker suites, those will be taxed within at a residential rate rather than the business rate. And those are all determinations made by BC assessment outside of council zoning considerations. So I know that there's communities whose Coupe is taking this to UBCM because they had businesses that were operating, I'm trying to remember the exact situation, but they had somebody operating outside of their zoning, and they wanted to make sure that BC assessment was taxing them at the business rate even though it was a residential use. And BC assessment said, no, we are going to set the taxes at what it's being used for regardless of what your zoning is. So they operate outside of council's zoning authority. And I may have butchered that story from that was the general structure.
Councillor Howe.
And one other question, have we had any conversations with the Legion about clearing up the property lines and determining
Where
the
they are?
issues we have with property lines over there? Has that conversation happened yet?
I don't believe so, Mr. Wall.
This might be a good time to raise that point with them as well. I'm sure they're unaware of the issues that are over there.
Where the actual property lines are and where they coincide with.
Yeah.
Okay.
For us being able to sell land over there and stuff.
Okay.
You talking about the parking lot?
Yeah.
There was discussions when there was looking like there was going to be a purchase of the property over there, but that had fallen through, and throughout the whole process, they had agreed to leave that parking lot as is. So, discussion.
Great. Moving on to 5.1, resolution to close meeting. Recommendation, please. Councillor Lehman.
That the meeting is closed to public in accordance with the community charter, section 90-1E as follows. The acquisition, disposition, or expropriation of land or improvements, if the council considers that this disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interest of the municipality.
Seconded. Councilor Majinski. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.